Hello, 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 and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jameelah, and I'm a master manifester, and I'm sure of it. And I'm probably going to talk about that really big aspect real soon. Anyway, and I'm sure you are too, because anybody I know who's creating content like this, who's watching content like this, I know that you get it. I know that you get that there's a certain level in life that we're supposed to be um, working to achieve. And we're not supposed to be distracted by nonsense. We're not supposed to be distracted by our egos. We're not supposed to be distracted by any of the isms, that are out there in mass media or in public environments. We're supposed to be focused on our own personal growth and our purpose, right? Because this think about this: if everybody's focusing on their personal growth, what kind of world do we live in then, right? You don't have to force and push people to do different things or change things or, you know, force them to see what's for the greater good because, well, they're always working on being a better person. Anyway, um, I don't even know where I stopped at. My name is Jameelah, and the name of this channel is Manifesting Magic the Practical Way. What I want to talk about today is the dirty little secret, or the I would call it a dirty little secret about being um, in relationship with other people. Being in relationship with other people up until about I was saying this the other day. There are some things that we know intellectually that we have not experienced yet, so we really don't know the application of it. But there are some things that I know I used to spew on my blogs a long time ago. I used to say on Facebook when I had an account. And there are things that I used to talk about then in totality. And it wasn't until like most recently that I actually experienced, you know, applying what I believe to be true in those environments, right? And I think that we're constantly doing that. But something that I remember thinking about was how often we feel that being in relationship with other people is about the other people. And an even deeper perspective on that is being in relationship with others is all about your relationship with yourself. Like there's no way that we can get around and get to the place where we're like, I hate when my glasses make a reflection, and I really don't have anything to see. But I don't like that the light went away just real quick, um, because I'm using natural light, so it'll come back. Anyway, I don't like sometimes that we get so bogged down in the conversations related to what other people are bringing to the table, or what someone else has to offer, or what they're doing right, or what they're doing wrong, right? When the only thing that I've seen relationships serve the purpose of is primarily functionally as a mirror into who we are, what we believe, and we have this juxtaposition of this person or this entity there that is not from where we're from, that doesn't understand the world the way that we do, that doesn't see the world the way that we see it, and we have to figure out a way to somehow develop a camaraderie on the same frequency. And if you can't establish or create that, then you're kind of creating relationships where your egos are just talking to each other, you know? And so I was thinking about that. I was talking to my partner. Okay, so I was going to share this in a different message, but I'm going to share it now. But we had the most amazing, crazy weekend. So it was my birthday, and yes, I'm 43. I'm so excited about that because God, I still feel like the 16-year-old who was like, "What's life about?" And so it's like being 43 is just like and raising kids. It's like you're the adult now. It's like, oh really? It's me. Okay, got it. I check. But anyway, thinking about that, I kind of just was like, I wanted, he was like, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I was like, I don't really, I had like this really cute purse that I wanted, and that was kind of it. But I'm not really a gift person. So he was like, for the person that has everything and can get anything they want, I thought I should give you experiences. So we spent like 3 days doing all kinds of fun things. And it was from beginning it to like making a crazy big breakfast at the table with the girls and sitting around just chatting all morning. This was like a couple of days before the birthday. And then that night it was at NASA at the Space Center checking out the rocket and whatever else exhibit that's outside, and they had like this light event, and it was very fun and very cool to do, and it was just like, driving a couple hours down south. And it was, what I mean is that, and then the next day was hiking in the Sam Houston National Park. And so it's like these experiences. And then later that day it was going to the movies. And then the next morning it was going to the spa and then having massages and doing all types of treatments, clay treatments and um, just fun stuff. Anyway, all that in massage. And then it was going to the museum in the afternoon with the girls and stuff. And so it was just so, and that was the actual birthday. It was just one of the best birthdays I've ever had in my life. And so I was going to put this in a video talking about manifesting. But what I mean is that I bring all that to say full circle, not just a brag, but maybe it is, a spiritual brag, because manifesting is real. And we get these moments where we get to experience the things that we know that we've been creating in our space. And we're just like, oh my God, my life is this thing. I may have moments, I may have things that go wrong, I may have days I don't like, but my life is primarily this thing that I was trying to get to. Sometimes you have to know when you've arrived, and it's a different place for everyone. And that's what's so cool about it. So I was sitting there thinking, because everybody's coming from some different perspective. And so that's what made me think so much about how far along me and my partner have come with our connection and camaraderie and friendship. And it's been almost 3 years. And I was thinking how so many people and so many times I haven't made it past that mark of 6 months and then 2 years again. And it, maybe the relationships were shallow, deep, or whatever, but it was a dating, whatever situation. And I was thinking about what was the biggest issues. And now that I've seen more clarity in that space, in the past, I could easily say, well, we weren't compatible here. He didn't do this. And I like my life like this. And he liked his life. It wasn't any of those things for the most part. The biggest issue that I had in relationship to anyone was the desire to get vulnerable on the level that I can create a true connection with someone. And I'll be honest, in life, human beings may not notice this, but we don't think everybody is worth that journey, whether we admit it or not. And so sometimes I think about people who are chronically single and don't want to be, because I think a lot of people are single and want to be. Don't get me wrong. I know the fun of singledom. But I mean, there's a lot of people who are single and don't want to be. It's like, I'm like, what? The only thing that's stopping you from being in relationships that work is your perspective on you. And I'm not saying this from any type of pointing finger perspective. This is something that I inherently know, but experiencing the idea of working through your own stuff is what makes you available and what makes you open to a vulnerable, positive, and, evolving relationship with someone. Like, until you're willing to open yourself up in that way and truly look at what you have to expand and improve and grow, there's never going to be a place where you get to and someone else is going to magically take you there. They're going to magically be all these things you think that you want, but have not opened yourself up to be. And this is the bad part about it. When we do run across people that we may actually sometimes attract people who are at that level. We do almost everything we can, and this is human beings. I'm not talking about men, women, I'm talking about everybody. We almost do everything we can to poke the bear until the relationship is very wounded, rather than avoiding the wounds with other people, saying things you can't take back, doing things you can't take back, instead of going to that place, going directly in and not even looking at it from a perspective of being a martyr and saying, oh my God, people do me so wrong. You have to not even see it as people doing you wrong. You have to see it as people just being who they are, you just being who you are. And we walk around in this world with those beliefs, values, and norms, and we bump into each other every 5 minutes, right? And some people's beliefs, values, and norms are way beyond our scope. And we're like, get that person away from me. And because there's so many billions of people in this world, we can do that, right? And so I think that it's never been more apparent to me in my life on this journey, on this spiritual awakening, because when I put the hashtag spiritual awakening in my videos all the time, it's not because I'm thinking, oh, it happens one time and then we're all good, That's just not how that works. When I put spiritual awakening there, it really, really means that it's an evolving, it's a becoming, it's a constant growth. And we always have to keep our eyes on everything. And I have another video that I'm going to do, talk about another thing that dawned on me that I noticed, that was just a lesson that I learned when I got into the receptive mode and I was watching TV. Funny enough, I was watching something on TV and it hit me. I was like, oh, it was YouTube. And I was watching somebody talk and they had a whole different discussion they were having. But the conversation that I took away was, wow, I think I was doing that. But this person wasn't even talking about it. But I'll talk about that in another video. But it's just learning these things that when you're not in a frustrated mode, when you're not in angry or wanting a change or wanting to um, see your circumstances for something different than what it is, you can really get into the space where things just start to unfold in the beauty of what you have, like the dust settles and you're just like, wow, we've built an amazing life. And I mean, I know at all times I wasn't acting like I was building a life with someone. I was, because there's an independence that runs very, very deeply. I was saying me, and if you believe in signs, I'm a Sagittarius. I've never heard of any readings or any description of a Sagittarius that didn't say they were horribly independent. They love to just be free. And so there's been so many things that I think about in that way. And I kind of like realize that there's so much more to learn all the time. And when we think that we've gotten to our limit and we're frustrated or we're angry with other people, being angry with other people is a huge indicator that you've come to a roadblock and you have to look within. Because there is nothing that you should need so desperately from other people that you are willing to put yourself in such a negative state instead of providing that thing for yourself. So when you get to that place, something's wrong. You know what I mean? Something's wrong. And when we know the feeling that we're trying to get out of everything we're doing, then we can give that feeling to ourselves, and the action or the things that are taking place around us, they won't even make a difference because we have that peaceful, centered, cool vibration, easy breezy, not all the time, but I mean more times than not, kind of attitude towards life and towards living and towards people and towards coexisting. Right? I think one of the biggest lessons that I have been learning in my life in this season is my relationship and interdependence with other people, because I managed to live a very isolated life until now. And while it can be very tempting and it can be very fun and peaceful. And I was a really good yogi, and I was at yoga twice a day when I had the time, and I was doing all these things, Now when I go on retreats, it's a nourishment. It's not me trying to be this thing, So I will say that it's a process of learning who you are over and over and over again. And when you get to those roadblocks to where you start, what I call panicking, or you get fearful that you don't know what to do next, or somebody's not providing answers for you, someone's not validating you, you're not getting what you want out of the position, or whatever the reason may be for doing anything, that's a huge indicator that, wait, what am I not facing? What do I got to deal with? How do I get out of my own way? Because I am the roadblock. And when you get that, man, and that your relationship with other people and environments is all about you, like 99.999% of the time, man, you really can have some control and not even control. You can have some ease and separation from your problems and your issues or whatever in your life. You can have some peace and some freedom no matter what's going on, no matter what you're doing. Anyway, now I feel like I'm rambling, but have a wonderful, wonderful day. And just keep that in mind. Your relationship with other people is about your relationship with yourself. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.